Hello, my little chaps and chapettes, and welcome back to Cinephiles, where today we are discussing villains. Villains, the dark, twisted souls who seem to exist purely to ruin the hero's day, and in some cases, unfortunately, have much better wardrobe choices. You can't have a hero without a villain, can you? It's like having a gin and tonic without a slice of lemon, or having a cup of tea without milk, or even a bloody biscuit. Well, it's just wrong, isn't it? Without a villain, you don't get that satisfying defeat the baddie moment. You don't get that cinematic showdown where the hero makes a witty one-liner before sending the villain to their doom, or worse, an awkward slow-motion tumble into a pit. No, my friends. Heroes need their villains, well, like I need my daily G&T. They're a pair, two sides of the same coin, one good, one bad. Like the Doctor and the Dalek, or Batman and a mugger who can't stop quoting Shakespeare. Or like Darth Vader and Luke. But let me ask you a question, cinephiles. What makes a good villain? What separates the I'm evil because I'm evil type from the truly legendary baddies who make you think, "Oh, blimey, I'd follow this guy if I wasn't so attached to my morals." Let's talk about the dynamic between the hero and the villain. You can't have one without the other. It's like a classic battle of good versus evil, right? But here is the twist. Good villains aren't just there to be evil. They're there to challenge the hero, to force them to be better. In a good villain and hero dynamic, the hero should be tested to their limits. Let me have a look, let me have a think. Let me take the Joker, for example, from The Dark Knight. This nut job doesn't just want to blow up Gotham for kicks. He's trying to show Batman that all the things Batman believes in are a load of tosh. He's the exact opposite of Batman, but in the exact opposite, you see Batman's greatest fears. Joker is chaotic. Batman is the face of order. But more importantly, Joker is trying to break Batman's ethics, twist his morals, get him to abandon his rules, and Batman, being Batman, can't help but fall right into the trap. Oh, it's such a delicious plot. A delicious good versus evil. Which, I mean, let's be honest, is the only reason we'd ever trust a man in a purple suit with a bit of a face paint, because, well, it gets us thinking about things we not normally think about. All right, so you need a villain who can truly challenge the hero, but that's not all. A truly good villain has layers, and by layers, I don't mean I've had an emotional backstory that makes me want to burn down cities. No. I mean a villain with depth. Someone who is almost sympathetic. Someone who makes you think, maybe I wouldn't mind seeing the world from their side for a bit. Take Thanos. Yes, he wiped out half of humanity, big whoop. But he wasn't just some mindless, moustache-twirling villain crackling over bubbling cauldron with a crappy ton of jokes. No. Thanos actually believed he was doing the right thing. His goal was to bring balance to the universe, to fix overpopulation, to save resources. You might disagree with his methods, fair enough. But you can almost get to where he's coming from, which makes him even more terrifying because deep down, you know, there's probably some people out there who'd actually agree with him. And that's the chilling thought. Now, I'm not saying you should start looking for the nearest Infinity Gauntlet, but you get my point. Villains like Thanos are scary because they make you question your own beliefs. If a villain can make you think, really think, about the hero's motives, that's when you know you've got a proper baddie on your hands. Okay. So what are the golden rules of a good villain, eh? Well, strap in because, well, here we go. A villain should never just be evil for evil's sake. No one wakes up one day and says, I'm going to ruin everything today because, well, I'm bored. That's just truly terrible writing. A good villain has a reason, whether it's revenge, a warped sense of justice, or a misguided need to create order in chaos. A villain should have something really driving them. A great villain doesn't just threaten to destroy the world. No. They find a way to personally attack the hero. They find their weaknesses, their fears, and they use them. Maybe they even try to turn the hero's strengths against them. It's all about their personal, emotional conflict, which is why every hero's personal therapist probably charges them a small fortune. There's one a must. A good villain isn't some snarling, growling, I hate every type. No. They need to be charming. Maybe they even have an unsettling charm. They should be someone you'd almost want to invite to dinner, but even though you know they're making some speech about taking over the world, you're actually kind of enjoying it. See, the best villains are multidimensional. They aren't simply bad, they're complicated. They might even have moments where you feel sorry for them or see why they're doing what they're doing, which makes them more human and it makes them more terrifying. Finally, a good villain can't just be some random guy with a cat and a world domination plan. They need to be the match for the hero. They need to challenge them. Ideally, they should be almost as skilled, as clever, or as powerful as the hero. Otherwise, it's just an unfair fight. And where is the fun in that? So, let's recap. Motivated, charismatic, challenging, complex, and a proper match for the hero. And if you can throw in a bloody good costume, well, that's just the icing on the cake. Now, I know what you're thinking, but what about the actual legends? Well, you're in luck because I have a few bloody good examples for you. First, obviously, we've got the Joker, the man who proves you don't need a backstory to be terrifying, just a well-placed laugh and a pure penchant for chaos. His motivation? Pure anarchy. And yet, we get it. He's not some random nut job, he's calculated. A brilliant, psychotic character. And he's just so damn fun to watch. It's impossible not to get sucked in. Then, of course, there's Voldemort, the man who went out of his way to make himself as unappealing as possible. But let's face it, he's brilliant, obsessed with power, terrified of death, and a mastermind in the shadows. Sure, he's a bit obsessed with his noseless look, but the man gets things done, and don't even get me started on his little obsession with Harry Potter. And finally, Javier Bardem's character in No Country for Old Men, Anton Chigurh, the man who turned the simple act of flipping a coin into a terrifying metaphor for fate. He's unstoppable, emotionless, and utterly chilling. His motivation? Chaos. His method? Complete indifference to human life. Honestly, you'd probably want to face him more than Voldemort at this point. So, whether it's a narcissistic clown, a power-hungry wizard, or a man with a shotgun and a bad hairdo, these villains stand out because they're more than just evil. They make us think. They make us fear. And most importantly, they make the hero's work cut out for them. And when the hero does prevail, it makes you feel like they have a proper victory. Now, Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll excuse me, I've got to go and find a villain who's actually worth my time. I hear the internet is full of them, but I just want to say thank you so much for listening today. Now, I want to ask you a simple question. Who are your favourite villains in movies and TV? And what makes a great villain? Because remember, without a great villain, you cannot have a great hero. So listen, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if I don't see you through a week, I'll see you through a window. Be lucky. Ta-la for now, my cinephiles.